little game. What if the moon landings were fake? What if all of these images and videos were staged? Well, if they were, they would look something like this. This stop-motion animation was created by Will Sloboda, and it's just so wonderfully absurd. They're in their spacesuits, but it's like they were modeled to look like the astronauts rather than actually being the astronauts. And the Earth in the background is just this glossy, fake-looking thing. The whole thing just feels like one big, playful joke. They're clearly meant to represent the real astronauts, but they just don't quite hit the mark. It's like they tried to make them look like the real astronauts, but they just ended up looking like goofy clay figures. It's set on a fake moon, bright, smooth, and shiny. The lunar lander is also way too pristine. There's not a scratch or a dent on it. Well, when these images and videos first came out, a lot of people did think they were real. They were published in newspapers and magazines and on TV. People saw them and thought, wow, what a great special effect. But then other people started to question them. They started to say, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look like the moon. And that's when the conspiracy theories started to spread. People started to say that the moon landings were fake, that they were staged by the government. And it's been over 50 years, and people are still talking about it. And the moon landings were, 50 years ago. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. So, if they were really happening and this thing was just left on the moon, wouldn't it be a little bit beat up? In the real moon landings, the Earth is this beautiful blue marble. But in this animation, it looks like a cheap prop. It's like they took a ball, covered it in blue paint, and called it a day. Also, the surface of the moon is way too shiny. There are no footprints. Everything is just a little bit off. And the astronauts, well, they seem to be made out of clay. So let's just take a minute to appreciate all the silliness here. First, the surface of the moon is way too smooth. The real moon is covered in craters and dust and rocks and stuff. But in this animation, it's just this perfect, pristine, slightly shiny surface. The lunar module is also way too clean. If this thing had actually been to the moon, it would have been beat up from all of the meteorite impacts and dust storms. But here it looks like it just rolled off the assembly line yesterday. And where are the footprints? If these astronauts are really walking on the moon, why aren't there any footprints? In the real moon landings, Neil Armstrong's footprint is one of the most iconic images ever taken. But in this animation, there's not a single footprint to be seen. It's like the astronauts are floating on the moon's surface. The Earth in the background is also way too perfect. But my favorite thing about this animation is the astronauts. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is obviously a fake representation of the moon landing. Why would anyone think that this is real? So, what do you think? Were the moon landings fake? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.